to Sesame Street, Unpaved.
Hello, I'm Sonia Manzano, an actress and writer on Sesame Street. You probably know me as Maria. I've spent a lot of years on this set, but I've never done what we're going to do tonight. We're going to take you behind the scenes of Sesame Street. You'll meet some of my friends, the puppeteers who played Big Bird, Oscar the Grouch, and Mr. Snuffleupagus, and the actors who play Bob and Susan. We're going to talk about the early days of the show and show you some of our favorite moments. No scripts, just us. I think the character Gordon said it best with the opening line of our very first show.
Sally, you've never seen a street like Sesame Street. Everything happens here. You're gonna love it. They're playing games. Hi, Bob.
Hi. How are
Say
you
hello to
today,
Sally.
buddy?
She just moved into the neighborhood.
Hi, Sally. How
That's
are you?
Bob.
Nice to see you.
And that-
Greetings, my friend.
That's
Hi,
Mr.
Mr.
Hooper.
Oh, Mr. Hooper. Here's a dime for your paper. Thank you.
See, come here, Mr. Hooper. Come here. Say hello to Sally.
Hello, Sally.
Sally's new. She just moved into the neighborhood.
Welcome, new Sally.
That's Mr. Hooper. He runs the store. Well, I want you to meet Susan. Susan?
Yeah.
Susan's my wife. You love her. Susan, come here. I want you to say hello to Sally.
Hi, Sally.
Let's talk about the beginning years of the show. You were here, I wasn't. You two were here first.
We were here.
I came on
Yeah.
the third year, but you were here from the very
They
beginning.
had a lot of things in place, but one thing they didn't have in place was the name of the show very early on. Remember?
That's right.
This is a show for kids, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for
Well,
kids.
how's about we call it the Little Kitty Show?
Well, I don't know. That sounds all right. I like it. I like
Yeah, I
it.
think it's-
But we ought to say something about the show, telling it like it is. Maybe the nitty-gritty Little Kitty Show.
Yeah, that's not bad. You know,
I like
that.
that, you know, but Little Kitty can mean any child up to the age of 7 or 8. And I think we should aim this show right at the preschooler.
Well, then how about the itty-bitty, nitty-gritty Little Kitty Show?
That's
Like
not
that
bad.
does it.
Out, you guys. I'll think of a title without you. Out! Get out!
Well, what sort of a title are you looking for?
Oh, something that says we're going to open up new worlds for these little kids, you know, but not too cute.
Hey, Ralph, why don't you call your show Sesame Street? You know, like Open Sesame? It kind of gives the idea of a street where neat stuff happens.
Kermit, why, you're a genius. Mwah. Yuck.
The thing was, it was an urban setting. It wasn't Dick and Jane's neighborhood with the picket fences and the single houses. It was an urban show.
I remember being amazed by those first episodes, not really believing that it was television almost, because it was so natural and even though there were monsters and birds, it had a truth and reality to it that just really shined.
Poor Sonia, the first day she was in the nest, the very first day she was on the show, and she's saying to me, God, I'm nervous. And I said, to cheer her up, I said, just think of it, just a single camera, and out beyond that camera is millions of people watching your every move. She said, thanks a lot.
This is going to be so much fun. Okay, Big Bird, you here?
Yeah, what's
Okay.
happening?
Okay, here we go. Now, close your eyes.
Close your eyes.
Trust me on this one. Just trust me.
close your eyes.
No questions asked.
All right.
And look, you're not peeking, are you? No peeking? Okay, when I say 3, you open them, but not until, okay?
right.
Keep your eyes closed.
Right.
Okay?
All right.
Come out the piping. Okay, you ready? When I say 3, you yell surprise. Okay. Okay, all your eyes closed?
Yep. Yeah. Close. Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Look who's here.
I didn't know you were there.
Wow, what a surprise.
Yeah.
Terrific. Good to see you.
And what a nice surprise you are, too.
Yeah.
Let me see now. Use my noggin and,
Oh,
Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bath time lots of fun. Rubber ducky, I'm awfully fond of you. Bo-bo-bo-dee-o, rubber ducky, joy of joys. When I squeeze you, you make noise. Rubber ducky, you're my very best friend, it's true. Oh, every day when I make my way to the tubby, I find a little fella who's cute and yellow and chubby. Rub-a-dub-dubby, rubber ducky, you're so fine. And I'm lucky that you're mine. Rubber ducky, I'd like a whole pond of. Rubber ducky, I'm awfully fond of you. Can you sing the alphabet, Julie?
Yes, yes I could.
Let's hear you sing the alphabet.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, Cookie Monster.
You're not singing the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R,
Cookie
S.
Monster.
Cookie Monster isn't the letter of the alphabet. It goes Q, R, S, T, U, V. You're just teasing me. W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs.
Next time Cookie Monster.
Next time Cookie Monster can do it with you. I'm leaving.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks.
Oh, that's love.
How come a lot of the Muppets seem more real than a lot of people?
When you see a puppet, Telly Monster, for instance, he's a bathroom mat and a couple of ping pong balls. There's nothing there. When he's sitting on the table, it's zero.
It's me. It's me.
And from there you build up, and we, again, because of the symbolic nature and the way we focus, it's got a strength to it.
Well, I've been asked a million times, don't you feel funny sometimes talking to a puppet? And I'd said, if they were not such brilliant puppeteers, and if the writing was not so wonderful, then you absolutely would. But you have to deal with another human personality, and if you don't, you'll get buried in seconds.
Hey, why don't you tell everybody I'll tell them what frogs like to eat, okay?
Fried chicken and pizza.
Muppet insert F-U-N, fun.
Mana-mana. Mana-mana. Mana-mana.
Hello there. This is your old pal Grover.
Oh, hello there. This is Kermit the Frog.
Hello.
Greetings.
Oh, welcome, dear viewer, to our little play.
This is Guy Smiley, America's favorite game show host.
Waiter.
Waiter, I'd like to order
patient, one moment.
Good evening. Alistair Cookie here. Welcome to Monsterpiece Theater.
Chicken wouldn't even let the little duck play.
One wonderful count.
What do you sell?
Eights.
It's Super Grover.
And I am cute, too.
Oop. No.
Holla, peanut butter sandwiches, shuffle, shuffle, step.
Mana-mana.
Mana-mana.
I feel I grew grew up to be what I needed to see when I was a kid, because I watched television in the 50s all the time, and I loved it. I never saw anybody that looked like me or lived up in a place that I lived. And I wondered where I was going to fit in.
Somebody come and play. Somebody come and play my way. Somebody come and rhyme the rhymes and laugh the laughs. It won't take time. Somebody come and play today. Somebody come with me and see the pleasure in the wind. Somebody see the time is getting late to begin. Somebody come and play. Somebody come and play today. Somebody come and be my friend and watch the sun till it rains again. Somebody come and play today.
What's the matter? I'm trying to remember something here.
12 Ladybug Picnic.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The ladybugs came to the ladybugs picnic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And they all played games at the ladybugs picnic. They had 12 sacks, so they ran sack races, and they fell on the backs, and they fell on the faces. The ladybugs 12 at the ladybugs picnic. They played jump rope, but the rope it broke, so they just sat around telling knock-knock jokes. The ladybugs 12 at the ladybugs picnic.
Ernie, I'd much rather sit and read my book.
With ears you hear, and with eyes you look.
Come on, Ernie, cut this out.
Easy, old buddy. No need to shout.
I don't want to play a game with rhymes.
Nice going, Bert. Oh, ring my chime.
I don't want to do it.
There's really nothing to it.
It's so silly.
A boy named Billy.
Stop it, please.
A dog has fleas.
No.
No.
Ernie, please, this has got to stop.
Some people like to jump and hop.
I don't want to do it
no more.
Anymore.
What?
I don't want to do it anymore.
Oh, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Ernie.
Bernie.
Stop it.
Mop it.
Stop.
Flop.
No.
Blow.
Hippopotamus.
Now what starts with the letter C? Cookie starts with C. Let's think of other things that starts with C. Who cares about other things? C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. Oh, cookie, cookie, cookie starts with C. Oh, C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. Oh, cookie, cookie, cookie starts with C.
John?
What?
Could you count to 10?
Yeah. I want to count backwards.
Okay, count backwards for me.
3.
3?
And 2.
2. Let me finish it up, okay? The last one is, what is it? What's the last one?
I don't know.
1!
Yeah, 1, yeah!
Nogginoid. Did you know?
Grover is written to represent the psychological age of a 4-year-old. Big Bird is written to represent the psychological age of a 6-year-old. Count Von Count is written to represent the psychological age of a 1,832,652-year-old. And still counting.
1, 2,
Nogginoid.
Nogginoid. Did you know?
Big Bird could never get Mr. Hooper's name right.
Oh, wait, Mr. Looper?
Hooper.
He also called him Mr. Snooper, Mr. Pooper, Mr. Scooper, and Mr. Cunningham.
Oh. Nogginoid.
Well, there's two of us in Snuffy. My partner, Bryant Young, is in the back, and he's been doing Snuffy longer than I have. I've been doing it 19 years. He's been doing it for 20 years. We actually climb in, strap it on. I've got a Steadicam harness that takes most of the weight, puts it on my legs. My left hand is working the mouth to beat the band, and my right hand is way up here.
I'm gonna jump, and am I gonna get exercise?
Tell us about when Snuffy got seen.
There were two really good reasons. I'd been doing Snuffy for a number of years by then, and the first reason was that we had just basically run out of every joke that we could. Oh, you just missed him. Oh, he was just here. Oh, Snuffy went home to see his mom. Oh, he went home to comb his fur. It was always some near miss. The main reason was at that time there were some incidences of some children not being believed. There was some abuse cases
that were in the paper.
Right, where the children had actually told an adult, had actually told, and the response had been, oh, it couldn't be, you know.
It's your imagination.
Today is the day that everybody on Sesame Street is finally going to meet you face to face.
No!
Yes! At last! Oh, joy, joy! I told you there was a Snuffleupagus, and at last you've seen him, and you gotta believe it, right? I told you all along that there was a Snuffleupagus, my best pal. He's not imaginary, but you never believed me.
No, but Maria and Linda and I believed you, Big Bird.
Yeah, but the rest of you didn't.
Big Bird, you have a right to be angry.
I do?
Yes, you do, because after all this time and we didn't believe you, that must have been very hard for you.
Well, yeah, it was.
Well, Big Bird, from the bottom of my heart, I want to apologize because I'm really sorry.
Oh.
Big Bird, you know what? From now on, we'll believe you whenever you tell us something.
Yes.
Promise?
Yes.
Promise. Absolutely.
Maybe we should get that in writing.
Yeah.
I remembered. Mommy, I remember.
Come on, let's take a little walk through the neighborhood and see who we meet. Oh, who are the people in your neighborhood? In your neighborhood, in your neighborhood. Say, who are the people in your neighborhood? The people that you meet each day. Psst, come here.
Yes, can I help you, young man?
Yo, you want to sing with me?
Now, that's a novel idea.
You must be a librarian.
Librarian. Let me look that up. Says here, a librarian will help you look for a special magazine or book. There's a lot to read and it's all free. So come down to my library.
One of these things is not like the others. One of these things doesn't belong. Can you tell which thing is not like the others? Before I finish my song.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Bert?
This may seem like a ridiculous question, but what are you doing?
Oh, I'm teaching Bernice here how to play checkers. Your move, Bernice. Bernice, your move.
You're teaching a pigeon to play checkers?
Mm-hmm.
Why, that's amazing. That's the most incredible thing I've ever heard of.
Oh, Ernie, it's no big deal.
No big deal? Why,
Why, a pigeon that can play checkers, that must be the smartest pigeon in the whole world.
Well, she's really not that smart, Ernie.
Not that smart, Bert? How can you say that?
Well, in the 10 games we've played, she's only beaten me twice. Okay, Bernice, go ahead. Your move.
Listen, we're doing a television show here right now, sir. I'm sorry.
Hey, are you guys smiling?
Yes, but you've got to get off the stage right now because...
beat the time?
Yes,
You know that story about the kid? It's a kid on the set, right? 4 years old. This is how they believe in the Muppets. Carol takes the top half of his bird suit off. The kid's standing by his mother. I'm thinking, oh, what a shame. Kid looks at his mother and says, "Does Big Bird know there's a man in him?"
Can't you see? There's Bird on me.
Best thing, though, is a little girl that said to me, "You're Big Bird's mother, right?" And I said, "Do we look alike to you?" That kind of work. And she said, "Well, you say, go to sleep, eat your bird seed, and everything's going to be all right." I said, "Oh, I say mother stuff." So I'm Big Bird's mother.
You're still there by the window when I need you.
Yes, that's right.
Well, you're never going to get to sleep wiggling around like that.
I know, but I don't know what else to do.
Did you try counting sheep?
I was on Cape Cod once, and a whole bunch of children in line for ice cream at a stand. There were a lot of lines. And there was a big trash can there, and it was just filled with paper plates and stuff. So I lifted them up, and I said, "Oscar, what are you doing in there?" And I stuck my head in so they wouldn't see my mouth moving. I said, and echoing, saying, "Get your head out of my trash can. I'm here on vacation." And I said, "Wow, what a grouch." I walked away, and all the kids streamed away from me. And they're burrowing through the trash.
Trucking down the highway, get out of my way.
We were traveling somewhere, and somebody recognized us, and this woman comes up to us, and she's gushing, and she's saying, "Oh, my God, it's Louisa Maria from Sesame Street. I'm so happy to meet you. You fell in love on television, and my child saw real love, and she saw a real relationship, and I'm so happy about that." Well, she was so sincere, I felt I should tell her the truth. And Louisa and I looked at each other, and I said to her, "I have to tell you, we're not really married." And she was taken aback and said, "Well, as long as you really love each other."
I'm happy that I love her, and proud that she loves me. Each day our love grows stronger, and I'm all that I long to be. With love that lasts forever, I know I'll always be happy that I love him, and proud that he loves me.
That's why I sing la la.
Being able to play Oscar and Big Bird, I mean, those are two.
It's, you go from the Bird who is the ideal sweet kid, I think. I mean, I always felt, why aren't kids sweeter than that? Because I didn't have a great time in school. They eat you up when you're too nice. And anyway, but Oscar has power, you know, and it's so totally therapeutic. He can say anything. And I've never had a position where I could actually say anything that comes to mind. He can do that. I feel that's probably the darker side, but I always like to think deep down inside he's got a heart of gold.
Oh, I love trash. Anything dirty or stingy or dusty. Anything ragged or rotten or rusty. Yes, I love
I just didn't have a very deep voice, and of course you'd have these wonderfully gruff Muppet characters like, "Oh, Jim, you know, when he talked like that." Yeah. So I didn't know what to do for voice, and I had finally the audition to do it. I got the voice while I was taking the taxi to go across town to the studio. The driver got in and said, "Where to, Mac?" And I said, "Wow, that's some voice." And I realized I stepped out of the cab and I kept saying, "Where to, Mac?" And that I could do.
You got it, right. Abkadabki, Jekyll-Manocor, Stewix is. It's the most remarkable word I've ever seen. Abkadabki, Jekyll-Manocor, Stewix is. I wish I knew exactly what I mean. It starts out like an A word, as anyone can see. But somewhere in the middle, it gets awful queer to me. Abkadefki, Jekyllman, Notburst, is. If I ever find out just what this word can mean, I'll be the smartest bird the world has ever seen.
I always like to say I'm not a 6-year-old, but I play one on television, and he remains 6.
Nogginoid. Did you know?
Mr. Hooper didn't have a first name until the episode where he received his GED. On his diploma, he became Harold Hooper.
Harold. Nogginoid.
Noggin.
Evolution.
Change over time.
I take a look back in time. The year is 1969. When I first saw you, you were standing 8'2". You looked at me with those big googly eyes, and it was then I realized that I had found a friend in you. Big bird, oh big bird, my big yellow big bird, together forever, just me and you. You were just like me, big bird, and I was just like you, and I always believed you. I knew that Snuffleupagus was true. Rushed by and I have grown. I've got a family of my own. We turn on the TV, I can't believe what I see. Your yellow feathers look shiny and new. I watch my kids as they sit watching you.
Now Big Bird, you're our best friend too.
Big bird, oh big bird, our big yellow big bird. We know what we love and we love you. La 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 la. Oh, big bird, we love you through and through.
I love you, Big Bird.
Nogginoid. Did you know?
Both Bert and Ernie wear striped shirts. However, Ernie's stripes run horizontally, which make him look more relaxed. Bert's run vertically, which make him look more uptight.
Ernie!
See what I mean?
Nogginoid.
You cannot expect me to remember everything. I love pigeons, and I love how they walk. And I've created a really cool dance called Doing the Pigeon. Doing the Pigeon. Dancing a little smidgen of the kind of ballet sweeps me away.
I was doing a puppet show, and Jim came backstage afterwards. Everything had gone wrong with my show. It was an absolute disaster, but I was funny in my desperation. And he said, I liked what you were trying to do.
What you were trying to do.
And he said, I'm going to build this large bird. Would you be interested in playing it? I've said this before, but to me it was like, so somebody who said, I've got a little band there from Liverpool. Would you like to be my drummer? Because it was, I was almost fainting that Jim Henson was talking to me, because I knew who he was. And he was already just the best puppeteer I ever had seen. If I just saw what was in show number 1, I'm surprised I kept the job.
Silly doors.
That's Big Bird.
Always in my...
Sure he is. Hello, Big Bird.
Oh, hi, Gordon.
How are you? You know what I want you to do? I want you to meet Sally.
Oh, sure. Hi, Sally. Hi, Sally? Where's Sally?
It wasn't like he ever told us, do it this way, do it that way. He was always said that he ruled his company kind of on a whim. He would kind of say something really nice would be, you know, that works.
Yeah,
or,
right.
you know, if it was really great, you know, you might get something like, lovely.
Yeah, that's right.
Or and if it was really, really bad, you know, it would be something like, we could do better.
Yeah.
Or let's do it again.
And I was always amazed. He'd come in and as you said, he was one of the busiest people in the world, and yet he would stop and ask you what your life is like as though he had nothing else in the world to do.
You know what I loved about him? When we were doing Roosevelt Franklin, and he watched me do the voiceover for the mother, and I said, Roosevelt Franklin sure does know his ABCs. And he totally rewired the mother puppet so she could put her hand on her hip.
Oh, really?
I thought that was so cool, that
That's
he
nice.
respected that's what a mother would do.
Mama, there's something I want to tell.
What is that, Roosevelt?
Well, when I was a young boy, I could not spell.
Frank Oz made a lot of films before the major motion pictures of Sesame Street. He did the roller coaster films.
That's right. Those little silver balls.
Yes,
running
yes,
around.
yes. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three.
Three balls.
1, 2, 3. Three peas. 1, 2, 3. Three little pigs. 1, 2, 3.
3 birthday cakes.
Once upon a time in the land of 8, there stood a castle very great, and 8 flags waved in the air, for the king of 8 had put them there.
I'm the king of 8, and I'm here to state that everything here has to total 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Each daughter has a silver crown with 8 jewels going round.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So I love 8. 8 is great. 8 is the number I do not...
Wait, important news comes from the Queen, a new baby, and I have seen that she is well and doing fine.
Good grief, it's Princess number 9. Musical feelings, musical feelings.
We were very, very fortunate to have great writers like Jeff Moss and Joe Raposo and a host of other wonderful writers. But both Joe and Jeff had a real knack. I mean, some of the songs that Joe wrote that we mentioned before, like Being Green, is just such a classic. And I've done it in concert a lot. And you look out when you get to that line like, you're not standing out like flashy sparkles in the water or stars in the sky. And you see people in the audience all just saying, I know where Kermit's coming from. You know, they've all had that experience and they can relate to it so strongly.
It's not that easy.
No, not at all.
But when he finally resolves it, but it's what I want to be.
That's right.
That is so powerful.
It's not that easy being green. It seems you blend in with so many other ordinary things. And people tend to pass you over, 'cause you're not standing out like flashy sparkles in the water or stars in the sky. But green's the color of spring, and green can be cool and friendly like. And green could be big like an ocean, or important like a mountain, or tall like a tree. When green is all there is to be, it could make you wonder why. But why wonder, why wonder? I'm green, and it'll do fine, and it's beautiful, and I think it's what I want to be.
La-dee-da-dee-dum, la-dee-da-dee-dum. What's the name of that song? La-dee-da-dee-dum, la-dee-da-dee.
We know the name of that song. It's called...
Now wait.
I think I got it. Oh no, that must be wrong.
So la-dee-da-dee-dum, la-dee-da-dee-dum. What's the name of that song?
¿Cómo se llama esta canción?
What's the name of that song? They keep on singing that song. They go la-dee-da-dee-dum, 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 la-dee-da-dee. They start it all over again.
Something shining above. Dee-da-dee-dum, la-dee-da-dee-dum.
What's the name of that song?
You will get to count.
Jeff Moss used to say to the Sesame Street writers, you've got two jobs. One is to do television that a 4-year-old will want to watch, and the other is to do television that you'll want to watch. Sesame Street has always been the kind of program that talks to kids and not down to them. And after 30 years, we're still innovating and making great television for kids. So remember, no matter who you are, or what you look like, or how old you get, you're always welcome on Sesame Street. Adios.
Man, I thought she'd never leave. Oh.
Noggin. Did you know?
Sesame Street has been brought to you by the letter O more than 210 times.
Oh. Nogginoid. Did you know?
Contrary to popular belief, Cookie Monster rarely eats cookies. Because chocolate, oil, and grease can damage a Muppet, prop makers paint rice cakes to look like the cookie du jour.
Sing a song. Sing a song. Sing out loud. Sing out That's loud. Good. Sing out strong. Sing of good things, not bad.